What is going on, everybody? I just figured I'd jump on for a little bit today. I was gonna make a video, but I don't really feel like making a who should Cory Sandhagen fight next video just yet. I didn't really feel like making anything right now, making graphics and a thumbnail and all that stuff. Figured I'd jump on for maybe about an hour or so. We can talk about Jose Aldo's retirement, UFC 280, which is all I'm going to be talking about for the next 3 weeks. You guys think, well, not you guys, but some of you guys thought I talked about how much I hated UFC 279 too much. I'm going to be nonstop talking about how amazing that UFC 280 is. Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev. The card is one of the most insane cards I've ever seen in my entire life. So we're going to be talking about that. We'll talk about last night's fights. I'm not quite at 5K yet. For some reason, I keep having, I'll jump up 7 subscribers, jump down 7 because weirdos, whatever. I don't know. But even if we hit 5K while I'm streaming, because it's not out of the ordinary to, pick up 10, 15. I mean, we picked up 100 subscribers on a stream before. If we hit 5K tonight during the stream, we'll do a 5K stream celebration tomorrow. So right now we're nine subscribers away from 5K. I don't want you guys going on alt accounts and subscribing. I want them all to be legitimate subscribers who are going to watch the channel. So no need to inflate the subscriber count by any means. But if you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe to the channel right this very second. I would greatly appreciate it. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. Probably about 45 minutes, an hour. And, of course, I'm going to answer all your guys' questions. Don't forget to like the stream as well. I think that's it, man. I think that's it, guys. I don't know. We got a female demographic here too, so I don't mean just man. We got a 40% female demographic on the channel. But how crazy is that? Jose Aldo is retired from MMA. He's released from the UFC. I'm wondering how long this holds up, or does it hold up or not hold up? Because MMA retirements are notoriously short-lived. So I'm curious, is Aldo actually retired? Is he not retired? I mean, is he definitely retired now? But is he going to come back? And then also he negotiated his release from the UFC. So does that mean what I think it means? Please no. Please no. Please no to the Jose Aldo celebrity or just boxing world in general. Please don't do that to me, Jose. Please, 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 please. As Jose Aldo is, everyone always asks, who's your favorite fighter? Who's your favorite fighter? And I always answer, probably current active fighter would be Jose Aldo. Would be my favorite fighter. And I've said to you guys a few times, like, Jose Aldo all around him, he's just such a great fighter. His skill set is amazing. His accolades are amazing. His personality is amazing. I like that I was upset that he retired. It sucks that, we see him leave off of a loss that, I mean, it wasn't even that good of a fight because Merab just held him against the cage the entire fight. But at the same time, I was happy because I never wanted to see Jose Aldo turn into Tony Ferguson, what Tony Ferguson is right now. And I know Tony's still coming to terms with it, aka not coming to terms with it. But I don't think I could live through that, honestly. If you guys, I'm a fan of Tony Ferguson. But if you guys knew the comparison of fandom from Tony Ferguson to Jose Aldo, I'd say at least 30 times, a difference, if that makes sense, to try to put a number on it. I'm a massive Jose Aldo fan. And I don't want to see him in a position where he's getting KO'd every other weekend. I don't want to see him in a position like Marlon Moraes. I don't want to see that. I know Marlon Moraes undid his retirement. And it just seems like MMA retirements are very short-lived. And I would like to see Jose stay retired, but the fact that he negotiated with the UFC, which the UFC is going to let Aldo do whatever he wants. The fact they released him, and I wonder where he's going to go now. I wonder what he's going to go do now. Is he still going to be involved in combat sports? I don't know. I don't know. But I hope that whatever he does, he has success. He makes a lot of money. He doesn't end up getting KO'd a bunch of times because I'm happy that he got out when he did. What's going on, French Fries? What's going on, Jerry? What's up, Alex? What's up, Billy? Respect to the legend. Yeah, Aldo retired. Got 2 terrible cards coming up. So annoying. Yeah, and 2 weeks in between. Tuned in. What's up, CB? Jose Aldo. Too small to box the people you're thinking of. Yeah, I hope so. But who knows? If he's your favorite fighter, why do you keep mispronouncing? It's just a habit, man. I've been watching this sport for 12 years, and I try to say it correctly, but I just got so accustomed to saying Jose Aldo that it's, sometimes it's hard for me to say Jose Aldo. But I know how to pronounce it, but I know what you mean. But it's like one of those things that gets ingrained to your brain. I didn't realize that until, maybe, I don't know. I didn't realize it was even the wrong until maybe like 2016. So it's one of those things where I said it wrong for so long, it's hard to say it right. What's up, Joey? 280 can't get here fast enough. I know. I'm actually really looking forward to 280. And I'm disappointed that we have this huge break in a way. And I know some of you guys are going to hate me for this, but in a way, I'm actually kind of excited about this break. Because I've been pumping out videos like nonstop, like crazy, like an absolute madman. I've been growing the channel nonstop. I've been doing this and that. I'm kind of excited to maybe just slow down for like 2-3 weeks. I'm just going to take I'm still going to be pumping out videos. You guys are still going to see me streaming and pumping out videos for newsworthy stuff. But I'm a little bit, there's a part of me that's just a little bit excited. What I wish Mackenzie Dern. Let me look up the schedule real quick. Hold on one second. I wish what it was is we took a week off. Wait. Let me look at the calendar. Hold on. So if I could have a perfect schedule for me personally, what I would make it be is we have a fight on the 1st, the 8th, and then a week off. So I'm okay with what it is then. I was going to say have the shitty fight cards this upcoming week and then the following week. So the next 2 weeks we would have the shitty fight cards and then have 2 weeks off before UFC 280. Instead of off next week, then 2 fight cards, then off a week. But I'm happy we have that off week before 280 because I need like a full 2 weeks to prepare for that UFC 280 card. Because that card is just incredible. We're gonna look at it again here in a minute. But it is just, it's insanity. It's insanity. Absolute insanity. Imagine Aldo went to PFL and fought Marlon Moraes again. Stop. That'd be crazy. We won't mind if you pump out plenty of videos on 280. Yes, I will. Congrats to Conor's son on his retirement today. Sure. Joe, I have this thought that if Dillashaw Sandhagen fight was scored right, then we would still have gotten Petr Yan versus Cory, and I think Aldo would have gotten a title shot. TJ the Cheater pisses me off. I have no idea. Who knows what would have happened? I wanted to see Aldo get one more crack. I wish they would have gave him Aljamain Sterling. But in retrospect, what happened with Merab Dvalishvili, maybe Aljo beats Aldo. I would have picked Aldo before the Merab fight, but after seeing the Merab fight, Sterling could have had a similar strategy where he just put Aldo against the cage. Even though Aldo's really good at defending takedowns, Sterling could have put him against the cage and just won by points. So it is what it is. I would have liked it. Now that in retrospect, also knowing that Merab was his last fight, I would have liked to see him fight someone else. Even though I thought he would beat Merab, I wish they would have did Merab Chito and Dominic Cruz versus Aldo if we knew it was going to be Aldo's last fight. That would have been my personal preference. But it is what it is. There's nothing you can do. And I just wonder if he's actually going to stay retired. Have you seen Gordon Ryan just effortlessly run through the grappling tournament? No, I haven't paid attention to anything to do with grappling recently. Hello, I want to see Gordon in MMA at some point. If he's that good at grappling, sure. There's always 3 burner accounts of you. Yeah, I have no idea. If anybody's impersonating me, I have no idea on that. I have no idea that. I don't pay attention to that too much, but I have heard that. I have heard that. That's very strange. But I guess people have nothing better to do, so I guess if they're having fun, shout out to them. Yeah, I'm sure that's Mike Chandler's wife. That's hilarious. Who wins, Paddy versus Moises, and how? Honestly, Moises could out-grapple him or outstrike him. I'd pick Thiago Moises over Paddy Pimblett all day. All day. I mean, Paddy Pimblett, I'm not sure if there's anyone that really believes in Paddy Pimblett. Is there? Is there? Because I don't. I certainly don't. I mean, he got out-grappled by Jordan Levitt. He got out-grappled for the majority of the fight against Jordan Levitt. He almost got KO'd by Luigi Vendramini. He had scary moments against Rodrigo Vargas. People say he's overrated. I haven't seen anybody overrating him. I've never heard someone say, like, Paddy's a future champ. People like Paddy. They like his personality, but I haven't heard anyone overrating him. So let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious because people keep saying Paddy's overrated. I don't think Paddy's overrated. I've not seen anybody say anything other than he needs to work on his skill set quite a bit. That's all I've seen. So I can't say that he's overrated because overrated to me means people are anointing future accomplishments on him that aren't really backed up by his performances. So I don't see that at all. You'll have to let me know. Joe, what do you think of the UFC making Izzy versus Khamzat if Izzy wins? What percentage it could happen? I would love that. I like Khamzat in any fight, really. I mean, Khamzat, I'm just excited to see him fight again, to be quite honest, even though with the weight miss debacle. Percentage it happens, I don't think it's particularly high. I think if anything, we're going to see him fight at welterweight again because I think a lot of people want to see him challenge for the welterweight title. If he can win the welterweight title, then go up. But you never know what happens in MMA. For all we know, we could see Khamzat versus Izzy at MSG. Nothing would surprise me anymore. Paddy's overhyped, not overrated. Yeah, most likely that's probably the right way to explain it because Paddy is talked about entirely too much. So I guess you would throw that in the category of overhyped. Joey, I just got my Venom gear. Now women are all swarmed around my house and pressed up against the windows. That's the problem with Venom gear. I mean, you get harassed by women 24/7. I mean, it's all 7, 8s, and 9s. Very few 7s. A decent amount of 8s. Some 9s and then some 10s, of course, too, just surrounding your property for sure. I've seen someone say he will break Oliveira's submission record. Yeah. Yeah, outside of my house right now, it looks like The Walking Dead with nothing but 9s and 10s. Because that's why I took my Venom gear off for the stream. Because it looks like The Walking Dead out there. I mean, they're just beating on the windows as we speak, trying to kick in the door. That's the problem with wearing the Venom gear. But I took the Venom gear off, and now they're starting to disperse a little bit. Which is hilarious, actually. I wonder who Paddy's going to fight next, and why haven't they announced a fight for him? Are they waiting? Are they waiting to see when that trilogy between Usman and Edwards is going to happen? I'm wondering if they're already working on that. When is that going to happen? Because Usman versus Edwards 3 has to happen. I'm thinking it'll happen March, April of next year. So maybe Paddy will just sit out the rest of the year. That's only 5 months before he would fight again. 6 months, maybe. That's not unheard of. He's already said he doesn't want to fight in November in MSG. He said taxes are too much. I'm just happy we ain't got to see him and Molly McCann on the same card, hopefully. Because I'm tired of her just absorbing all the hype from him. And just to be honest, I can't stand Molly McCann. But if someone said Paddy's going to break Oliveira's submission record, that's hilarious. Them curtains doing their job. He had the blackout curtains. I only think Paddy's overrated when people favor him in polls to beat names like Moises, Dawson, McKinney, Dawson. You said Dawson twice, or yeah, you said Dawson twice. Ferreira, Bobby, Puelles. I would agree, but I haven't personally witnessed that, so I can only speak from my worldview. That was a shitty fight for Aldo to go out on. Yeah, I said in retrospect, if we'd known it was going to be his last fight, I would have liked for them to do Chito versus Merab and Aldo versus Cruz. I thought for sure Aldo was going to fight in Brazil in January. Hold on one second. I thought for sure we were going to see him fight in Brazil, and that would be his last fight. But for whatever reason, it just didn't end up that way. It just did not end up that way. But I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure there was other. Let's take a look. There's other fights we could have saw. Jose Aldo, we already saw him versus Rob Font. It was a great performance. But there's really no one else for him to fight. I mean, Merab, is he going to fight Piotr again? No. So it would really had to been. It would have been Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz was the fight to make. So in retrospect, I wish they would have gave him Dominic Cruz. If he beat Dominic Cruz, they would have given him a title shot, and that could have been his retirement fight. To be quite honest, but I'm a Jose Aldo fanboy. So what do I think? If Warley Alves can sub Colby and RDA can take him down, what dark horrors can Khamzat do? I think Khamzat can honestly brutalize Colby on the feet. I'm not even thinking of the grappling. I think Khamzat's much more powerful on the feet, and I think Colby's super hittable, and Khamzat has the wrestling where he's not going to be worried about getting taken down, which helps sets up the striking for Colby. I think Khamzat brutalizes him on the feet. How old are you? I've answered this a million times on a million different streams that are all still on the channel. So I'm just stopped answering it now. How old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? Paddy does not get past the next step up unless they give him Sam Alvey. They're going to give him a winnable fight in his next fight. So I feel like Jose Aldo can still go to that Merab fight. Yeah, he definitely can still go. He's still one of the best at 135 pounds. But it is what it is. He's getting out while the getting's good, I guess. Why does everyone talk about you liking? I haven't heard that. But that's very weird. I've never mentioned that. So that is strange. But I guess people like to make up stuff. That is weird though, but that's the first I'm hearing of it. I'd love to see Aldo fight more, but he's retired. Nice time in his career. Yeah, I'd rather him retire now, than I'd rather him retire now than end up looking like Tony Ferguson. So if he had to announce his last fight to be in January in Brazil, it would have been a magical moment. I agree, and then give him a winnable matchup. Like, let's see. Give him Frankie Edgar in Brazil. I'm sorry. Make it a retirement fight. Give him Frankie in Brazil. Sacrifice Frankie for a great moment. You look 19 years old. Okay. Thank you. How could Beneil beat the old generation like Dustin, Justin, Connor, and Chandler? He would have to do it with his grappling. But to be honest, I would only maybe give him a good chance against Justin Gaethje. Connor probably starches him. Chandler definitely starches him. Dustin's just good enough where I think he beats him. Merab is cancer to the bantamweight division. He isn't going to challenge for the belt if Aljo stays champ, so why is he ruined? Yeah, it is very annoying. Get rid of him at this point. Get rid of him. But Covington seems small, right? I think Chimaev can pick him up regardless. Yeah, I think Chimaev can probably take him down, but I'm not going to bank on that. I think the striking. Wait, you missed my question. I answered your question. Your weird question about someone saying I like something in particular. Yeah, I answered that question. And I said I have no idea. It's the first time hearing of it, but that's strange. No, I have not been in anyone's live chat. I don't join anyone's live chat. So people are strange, but I have heard that has been going around that I've heard, that I've had them in my chat as well, where I have like I probably have like 15 blocked MMA Joey accounts that come in here and act weird and try to pretend to be me, which is very strange. Islam is another animal. You just don't get it. Islam will destroy Oliveira. What do you mean? I just don't get it. I think Islam can win for sure. Hey Joey, how you been? I've been doing good. How have you been? I've been doing very good. I'm happy to have you in the stream. Thank you for coming. Toot, 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 toot. So, but it is kind of strange. Oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna. Why does Damon Martin from MMA always cover his face with his mic during his interview? I've never really watched, so I can't say. I don't know. Maybe it's just the microphone size. I don't know. There's people. I'm not saying this is his case. I have no idea in this case, but there's some people don't like to show their face, which I understand. There's some people that are worried about showing their face because of ridicule or people talking shit to them or stuff like that. They just feel uncomfortable in general. I felt really weird getting on camera, not because of those things, but just because I felt weird in general. So I understand it. Maybe it's one of those things. There's people who don't want to show their hairline. There's people who don't want to even have their voice on their channel. So I think it comes down to, it could just be logistics. Could be other reasons as well. Tony's downfall is the saddest and fastest in history. It's right up there. Who's more inconsistent, Kevin Lee or Michael Johnson? Probably Michael Johnson, but they're both super inconsistent. It had the same profile pic. Dude, now you're just kind of trolling because you're literally asking me a question about someone impersonating me and then pressing the issue saying, well, they had the same profile pic. As you impersonate someone else and you have a picture of them as your profile. So I'm pretty sure you can add those things up, man. Thoughts on people creating fake Joey accounts? I don't pay attention to it, so I don't. It's a little bit strange. I find it a bit fascinating, but it doesn't bother me none. There's not too much that can bother me nowadays. So Demir is so good, 24-1. He beats Chandler and Gaethje. Yeah, Demir, it's crazy. It's crazy how good Demir is. It's crazy how good Demir is. Why is everyone okay? We already talked about that. Do you think people are underrating Conor's chances to beat Justin? I haven't really seen too many people talk about that potential matchup, but I think that fight could go either way. So, other than someone saying Justin Gaethje 100% wins, I don't really know. I think that fight I would lean like 65-35 in Justin Gaethje's favor, but I think it's a close fight. Does Paddy stand a chance with any top 10 lightweight? Does Paddy stand? No, absolutely not. I had to reread that. Why does Dustin fight next? Who does Dustin fight next after Chandler? So let's go under the assumption on my prediction that he beats Chandler. Who does he fight next? Oh, I don't know, man. It's weird. He's at number 2, but he could fight let's say Islam Makhachev loses to Oliveira. He could fight him. If Oliveira loses to Makhachev, I don't really want to see that rematch. Fiziev maybe, but I don't know. We have to see the whole division play out. He could fight the winner of Gamrot versus Beneil, maybe. Why would anyone want to impersonate Chandler's what? Yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to impersonate anyone. It's kind of weird. Is Islam a boring fighter? Be honest. I think he'll lead to the decline of excitement of lightweight. When Askar Askarov almost beat Kai, I got nervous for a similar reason. I don't think he's a boring fighter. I understand he's not. Like, people thought Khabib was a boring fighter. I think Khabib was very exciting. I don't think Islam is the same level of excitement that Khabib Nurmagomedov was. But we'll see. I mean, Islam hasn't had the opportunity to fight high-level guys yet. I know that sounds crazy. They're not high-level, but not elite of the elite. It's not really his fault. But I think when you fight a guy like Charles Oliveira, there's no way it can be a boring fight. But we'll see if I eat my words. So the answer is no. I don't think Islam is a boring fighter. I do not think he's as exciting as a Khabib. But I think he's very interesting to watch stylistically. And there's not a bigger fight that I'm anticipating right now than Oliveira Makhachev because of the stylistic matchup. What's your opinion about Khabib versus Oliveira? Unfortunately, I'm a big Oliveira fan. I think Khabib probably wins that fight. I think the ground and pound would just be too much. I think it'd be too much. And I think Khabib's jiu-jitsu is amazing as well. But Oliveira could submit him. That's a dream matchup of mine as well. That's why I feel like we're getting a better version of Tony Ferguson versus a family dollar version of Khabib Nurmagomedov. So, but he's still a very good version in the Oliveira versus Makhachev fight. Who do you got for Makhachev Oliveira? I'm probably picking Oliveira by first round TKO. But I've flipped back and forth. I've said guillotine off the takedown. Cain Velasquez, Fabricio Werdum, heavyweight title-esque. But I'm not sure. How long does McGregor have to test with USADA before being put on the roster? Probably doesn't matter. He's in the USADA testing pool. He's never withdrawn from the USADA testing pool. They just refuse to test him. I have a video on the channel where I discussed that in the last couple weeks. Or is the UFC intentionally protecting fighters or something along those lines? Did you see the RoboCop fight? The RoboCop pick, how is that even possible? Shouldn't an artery be behind the skull? From what I understand, it's an enlarged vein. And it just looks worse than it is, but I haven't really looked into it, but it is freaky for sure. I have no idea. I'm not a medical expert here. Joey, do you think Ankalaev will become champion? I'm very high on Ankalaev. I'm not sure that he will become champion. But I think there's a good chance he could be. I'd say I think he has a good 60% chance of becoming champion, depending who's there at the time. Just because he's super well-rounded. But it's hard to say with anybody. So many people think grappling is boring, more exciting than good striking sometimes. Very true. Would you ever box Guru for YouTube box? I'm not really sure. I'm not really even too sure who that is. So I don't know who you're talking about. Jose Aldo in a statement responded to Khabib comment on him saying he once offered to fight Khabib when Tony was out and Khabib declined. That definitely did happen. I do remember that happening. I can't remember when it was. What if Oliveira submits Islam then calls Khabib in the cage? I would absolutely love it, and it would be my fantasy. He's definitely using steroids to heal quicker. Wouldn't surprise me. Joey, do you watch any other sports besides MMA? Not hardcore. But I watch a little bit of football. I watch a slight bit of baseball. And that's pretty much it. But with doing the channel, watching MMA, I don't have time to follow every sport under the sun. I used to be a hardcore NFL fan maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. But not anymore. Khabib looks like he's working to get Islam easier fight, saying Olives won't fight. I think Khabib just says off the wall shit sometimes. How come there's no testing in ADCC? I have no idea. I don't even follow that. So, Joe, what do you think of Izzy's puffy nip? I think it's definitely highly suspicious, but I'm not going to diagnose someone of PED use off of Instagram pictures. I've made that very well known. But it's definitely suspicious. I'm here. Sucks to see Aldo retire on that performance, but if it's in his mind, it's his right call. Yeah, as long as he didn't get KO'd, it sucks that was a terrible performance, but still. Khabib would have destroyed Aldo, sadly, yes. Khabib would have been too big for Aldo. Beneil Dariush is underrated for sure. Where's Khabib on your GOAT list? For lightweight GOAT, he's probably number 1. But Oliveira with the win over Makhachev. Honestly, Khabib and Oliveira are kind of tied right now. But if Oliveira goes out there and starts Makhachev, I think Oliveira takes over number 1 lightweight GOAT. So, what is your top 3 divisions of the UFC? It's probably bantamweight. Bantamweight is number 1 for sure. Then number 2 is lightweight. Then number 3 is probably 170 maybe. 3 is the hard one to pin down. 1 and 2 is definitely bantamweight is number 1 and lightweight's number 2 for me. Would you ever have a guest on the channel to talk MMA? I have had a guest before. I've had guests before and I've done fighter interviews before, and I plan on doing more. I'm not saying Charles will do it, but it would be a 4D chess move if he pulls out to see if Beneil can beat Islam. Then Charles will fight winner in Brazil. Yeah, but Oliveira's not the champion. So even though he really is, it's unfortunate. For this specific instance with Izzy, would you blame people for saying he's on PEDs? I mean, it's suspicious, but again, I can't ever diagnose someone off of an Instagram picture when I'm not an expert. So I don't blame people for being suspicious, but to come outright and say that, oh, I think this guy's definitely on PEDs because he has a weird thing, I think that's a little bit far-fetched. UFC genuinely wants Oliveira to lose for some reason, sabotaging the fight by taking his belt and all. I don't think the UFC wants him to lose. I think Oliveira is a star in the making for the UFC. So I don't think they're sabotaging him. They have no choice but to take his belt. It's more of the scale and the commission's problem. What does it say for Khabib is Islam if Islam dominates Oliveira? That's actually a win for Khabib in a way. Do you think Charles will beat Islam? What percentage would you get? I'm like 55 Charles, 45 Islam. Where's Khabib on the overall pound for pound list? He's not very high in particular. In no particular order, I have John Jones, Anderson Silva, Demetrius, Stipe, probably others that I'm forgetting, Aldo, and then maybe Khabib, GSP is in there as well. There's probably others I'm forgetting. Khabib's somewhere in the top 10. Which MMA media personality do you look up to the most? I've talked about this many times on the channel. I literally watch virtually zero MMA content at all. I watch some press conferences. I watch some of the embeddeds. I don't even watch all the embeddeds. I just don't have the time, and I follow MMA so closely. And I watch some fighter interviews occasionally, but I just don't have the time to. I'm being dead serious. I would say on an average week, I'm wondering how much like MMA media consumption do I actually do as far as video format. Probably under 15 minutes. Maybe if there's an interesting interview on the MMA Hour, I'll watch it. But usually I'll just catch the cliff notes. Somebody will tweet out the interesting things. So I don't really watch much, honestly. I know it sounds crazy and some people will be like, no, you can't be serious. I'm like, I'm dead serious. I just don't have the time to do it. I've been telling you guys on the channel that the last year and a half since I started this channel has felt like my life has literally flown by. Because every extra second I have, I've been working on the channel. So, and if you guys are watching right now and you haven't liked the stream already, do me a favor and like the stream. Tomorrow, most likely, we're very close to getting there. We will be most likely doing a 5,000 subscriber stream. We'll probably do 2 or 3 hour stream. So if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, go subscribe to the channel right now. Even if we hit 5K, because we're really close right this second. If we hit 5K on stream, it doesn't matter. We'll still do it tomorrow because I'm already streaming anyway. But I would appreciate it, guys. Go subscribe to the channel. Help be one of the first 5,000. When is Chris Curtis fighting next? I will ask that. I will ask him that because I'm going to do an interview with him this week. So I will ask him that this week. Joey Def watching I curse movie. It goes into details about cheating in the Olympics. Okay. Which fighter losing would give you the most happiness? We talked about this the other day and now I can't remember who it was. I can't stand Jeremy Stevens. I don't like Tony Kelly, but they're already losing all the time. So I'm trying to give a better answer. Who losing would give me the most satisfaction right now? Honestly, probably Carlos Esparza. I'm going to be honest. That maybe it sound like a crazy option. That last performance was just dog shit. It was pure dog shit. Honestly, I probably think you should lower Anderson. Well, I'm an Anderson fanboy, so. Who is higher on the GOAT list, Dominic Cruz or DC? Probably DC. I think Charles' speed and positioning is going to be way too much. I think also Charles is nasty in the clinch. Do you? I'm not even. I don't even discuss that guy. Gaethje says he's going to make one more run at the title. Do you think he's delusional? Yeah, he's not running at the title again. A like because Joey asked. Cheers. Yeah, guys, like the stream up. Carlos Barza pick has me dead. Yeah. Let me know in the chat right this second. What fighter do you absolutely hate the most? What UFC fighter do you hate the most? Or do you most want to see lose? Let me put it that way. What UFC fighter do you most want to see lose? I'm not going to do a poll because I don't know who all I would list. Cody Garbrandt. I'm curious what you guys think. I agree with Carlos Barza. What's going on? Who is more boring, Trevor Giles or Tanner Boser? I'll say Tanner Boser. I don't know, though. I don't think either one of us is particularly boring. Jose Aldo retired. I guess it makes sense seeing that he's only on a 2-fight losing streak after he was on a 2-fight losing streak after his brief resurgence. Yeah, it sucks that he lost the Merab fight. I thought he was going to win the Merab fight. But at the end of the day, Merab just held him against the fence and really did nothing. You know, I'm not trying to diminish the win, but it's not like I would much rather Aldo leave on that loss than watch Aldo skill set fall off a cliff and him end up looking like Tony Ferguson, because what's going on with Tony Ferguson right now is the most depressing story in MMA. It actually hurts to watch, guys. I mean, it hurts to watch. So, starting to hate Masvidal. He does nothing but act like he's owed things and complain. Yeah, Masvidal used to be one of my favorite fighters, and now I cannot stand Masvidal. He's always saying the dumbest shit. I hate Hamzat. Hamzat's like top 5 favorite fighters for me right now. I like him more after the weight debacle because I hated that card with a burning passion. So I can't dislike him for fixing it for me. I want to see, okay, what's up, Joey? I'm glad I could catch a live show. What's going on, man? I appreciate you. I know I've seen you in the comments a couple times. I recently happened to see one of your tweets where you got to 1,000 subscribers. That's a tough thing to do on YouTube. I know. I mean, I just started my channel, and it's so tough to do. And not many people do that. So congratulations, guys. If you want some, you guys are always asking me about betting content. I don't really talk about betting. I'm not a bettor myself. But if you guys want to go check out some betting content, MMA content on YouTube, go subscribe to Blood Money MMA Bets. So there you go, man. Thank you for stopping by as well. I appreciate you, man. Congratulations again. I want to see Izzy get knocked out badly. I was trying to think of how to read that. KTFO, but I know what you mean. A lot of people want to see Izzy get KO. Who likes JP Buys, to be honest? Yeah, I didn't know anybody liked him. I didn't know he had any fans. Tanner Boser, Israel, and Francis. How do you dislike Francis? I don't know how you dislike Francis. Masvidal, how can you hate Izzy? Merab. Yeah, Merab, after what he did to Aldo, I'm a little bit pissed at Merab too. I kind of want to see Aljamain Sterling lose as well. I love to see Colby Covington, Izzy Adesanya, Sean O'Malley, and Amanda Nunes lose. Yeah, I want to see O'Malley. I want to see O'Malley lose to Piotr Jan, see what his cult-like following has to say. I will definitely be rooting. Full disclosure, I will definitely be rooting against Sean O'Malley against Piotr Jan. Piotr Jan's one of my favorite fighters, and I can't stand the Sean O'Malley fan base. So I'm really looking forward to watching or not seeing O'Malley get starched. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to that fight. Tony Ferguson said you all are just being haters, and he's close to that being animal again. Yeah, I watched some of that interview. It was hard to watch. It was very hard to watch. It was depressing. Tony Ferguson, someone needs to talk to him. Someone close to him needs to talk to him. I mean, he looked so good in the first round against Chandler. But, I mean, that Nate Diaz fight, that was the fight I preferred over what the original card looked like. But, I mean, he looked like dog shit. I mean, it was a dog shit fight. It was a shit-stained performance. Tony did not look like Tony. It's the UFC's fault. Because Francis is holding up the weight class. How is he holding up the weight class? Yeah, hold on a second. You didn't need to delete that message beside you. Why'd you delete this message? I don't know. I don't know, Little Seal. It's very weird. So, where would Prime RDA be ranked today? Where would Prime RDA be ranked today? He'd be in the top 5 for sure, I think. I think he'd be ahead of Chandler. I think he'd be ahead of Gaethje, ahead of Dustin. So top 5. There you go. There's your answer. Probably top 3. Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch. I only watched the end. Yeah, so if we're doing this type of stuff, we can just go boom. I don't care about that type of stuff. Book a boxing card with 3 fights with these 6 guys: Connor, Dustin, Max, Masvidal, Nate. I don't answer any questions that are associated with the YouTube boxer. Okay. I want O'Malley to lose. It's just hilarious because of the cult-like following that he has. So that's why I want him to lose more than anything. Is against Petr Yan is because of the cult-like following. Was the Tony Nate fight entertaining? Yeah, it was entertaining, but it was kind of shitty too. I mean, both guys look like a shell of themselves. Tony needs to stop fighting such tough opponents. Do fun fights, headline fight night cards. Yeah, the UFC and Tony's manager are doing Tony egregiously terrible, in my opinion. Ngannou has the best, most highlight KOs in the division. He deserves to be champ. That's very true. We're never going to get Aldo versus Conor too. Yeah, I accepted that a long time ago. Do you think Carlos Esparza could beat Shevchenko and become the GOAT? Absolutely not. I was kind of leaning towards Chandler and Dustin fight, but after seeing Tony, I'm leaning towards Dustin now. Yeah. I agree. No, I don't agree, but I understand what you're saying. But I think Dustin wins, and I'm pretty confident in it. Cowboy won, so that's nice, I guess. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to any of the scores. I just caught the Ravens game, or the second half of the Ravens game. Joey, do you hope, like I do, that Sean and Paddy get knocked out to PFL? Not necessarily. I think they make the sport more exciting. So, no. But I do like to see their cult-like followings get butthurt. I fixed it. Book a boxing card with 3 fights with these 6 guys: Connor, Dustin, Max, Masvidal, Nate, and Leon. Okay, well, I don't like Connor, so I would book him against his most likely matchup to lose. So I would probably book him against Dustin, but I don't even know because Dustin's using the grappling and the kicks. I'll book him against Masvidal, I guess, because Masvidal's bigger than him. I'll do Max and Nate. Connor, Masvidal, Max and Nate, and Dustin, Leon. I don't know, man. Who wins pound for pound, Colby versus Hamzat? Saying, okay. O'Malley got that Gen Z broccoli hair kid following. Yeah. The Sean O'Malley fans are like 15-year-olds who wear like socks with like marijuana leaves on them. I'm not really an O'Malley fan either, but I feel like this distance control and offensive striking is pretty elite enough that I can see him beating all top 15 strikers. It's the grapplers. Yeah, I think that's a little bit premature though. His striking has looked good, but against who? You know, it didn't look that good against Pedro Munoz. Why didn't Aldo get an immediate rematch versus Conor? Because they wanted to put Conor towards a lightweight title shot. Honestly, what do people... yeah, I have no idea why they talk about him. I don't. Joey, what is the secret to growing a beard? You wear Venom gear. Best jiu-jitsu in UFC history? I don't know. Damian Maia probably. There's probably others that I'm not thinking of. Rusama Palhares had good jiu-jitsu, but that's probably more of just a leg lock specialist that I'm probably thinking of. You ignored my previous comments. We'll resend it. Could Fiziev stop Armin's wrestling if they fought? I believe so. I believe so. I think he could. I think Fiziv's grappling is very good. I think it's very good, and I think also he's such an elite level striker and has great timing. I think he would threaten with knees and he'd be chopping the legs and limit the mobility of his opponent. I would pick Fiziv to be able to stuff the takedowns, but it'd be very interesting, no doubt. Okay, anybody that's gonna do some weird impersonation is going away. Boom. Weird. For me, I kind of hate when Sean and Paddy get all this media shit during fight week when fighting a trash can. He ain't good. No one trying to hear are you going to beat Owen. I agree. That is very annoying. O'Malley versus Font prediction. That's a close fight. But Font has pillow hands, so I'd probably take O'Malley, but it'd be interesting. I saw him. He's banned already. I already banned. As soon as I saw him, he's banned. I don't want nobody impersonating me on my own channel. That's weird. Saying Hamzat could win against Colby is like saying Hamzat could stand against Usman. Yeah, I think Hamzat can stand against Usman. So, Fiziev lost to all grapplers. What do you mean he lost to all grapplers? Doesn't he have like literally one loss and he got caught with a spinning heel kick? Or am I mistaking? How many losses does he even have, bro? I'm wrong. No, I'm right. He has one loss, and it was Magomed Mustafayev, and he got wheel kicked, and he beats Magomed Mustafayev right now if they rematched. So I don't know what you're saying there, bro. Sean Johnson. How would Ortega versus Oliveira go prime versus prime? That'd be very interesting, but I think Oliveira would smoke him on the feet. How do you feel about Nate's career? Dude's a legend. He has more losses in the UFC than Khabib has. It's easy to fight when you win, but to continue through losses takes grit. I disagree, actually. I think it's easier to fight when you're a star and you're losing because then you don't have any pressure to fight tough matchups. But either way, Nate has a fun career. He's fought some good guys. He's lost to all the good guys, most of the good guys he's fought. He's always been a journeyman in the UFC, but I like his personality. I like his fight style, and he's a legend in the sport. So, it's super durable as well. There, okay, I already saw that. Something tells me that isn't the real MMA Joe. You think? Yeah, I'm the imposter here. I'm the imposter. It's just weird that people have time to do that. Brendan Allen versus Krzysztof Jotko. Personally, I think Allen is overrated. Yeah, I don't think Allen's very good. I would go Jotko. I think he's the better striker. Has more power, more durability probably as well. Judges gifted him that decision against Jacob Malkoun. I think I scored it for Malkoun as well. How sad is Font's and Marlon's career considering they can't change the fact they have glass chins? It's very sad. Was Ortega's striking blown out of proportion when he KO'd Frankie? Yes, 100%. 150%. %. People were acting like he became some elite level striker. Who would watch a ghost hunting live stream asking for a friend? I don't know who would. That sounds like it would be boring. I'm saying I don't think he would do well against top grapplers at 155. I understand what you're saying, but what you had said is that he's lost to all grapplers. He hasn't lost to any grapplers. So, why does Justin Gaethje have non-existent BJJ? I don't know. I guess he doesn't train it. King Charles versus Islam. I'm going Charles right now, but that's an early prediction. I might change my mind. Fiziev barely beat Bobby Green. That's a bit of an overstatement, Sean. That's a bit of an overstatement, okay? It was a high output from Fiziev, and he got tired in the third round. Calm down. Let's calm down. Fiziev still beat him, though. Exactly. And then he went out there and KO'd RDA. I mean, a lot of these guys at welterweight who are contending for a belt are, doing it off wins over RDA. Not that I'm saying that's a massive win, but that's a quality win. And I think he's going to starch Justin Gaethje in his next fight. Do you agree with Tony that we saw a super fight in his post fight? No, that's not a super fight. For me, a super fight is two legends, not two legends. It's two elite level fighters on win streaks in their own divisions, and they are currently the champion. That I consider a super fight. Who do you think has more pressure to win at 280? Charles, because he's the former champ and his 12-fight win streak, or Islam? I think it's Islam. RDA's mad washed, unfortunately. I don't think he's mad washed, but he's definitely on the downhill slope. If Mitchell starches Movsar, does he fight for number one contender? If Mitchell beats Movsar, I want to see Mitchell fight the winner of Allen versus Cater for the number one contender spot. I think that would make sense. If Fiziev rematches Green, Fiziev would dominate. I agree 150%. What do you think Khabib will feel like when Charles beats Islam? He'll probably be angry, honestly. Merab got cut. No, Merab did not get cut. I have not seen that. I have not seen that anywhere. So I don't know if you just made that up. I'm assuming maybe you mistaken it somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see that anywhere. I don't see it. Maybe you saw something on Twitter. I want to see Bobby Green versus Kevin Holland at 170 pounds. They both got big mouths. I don't really care for that fight. I find Justin Gaethje to be overrated. Can you elaborate on how you felt about Conor's obnoxious antics? What specifically are you talking about? I just think it was weird that, what he did, and then it got almost no reaction, and then Khabib jumps out of a cage and injures nobody, and it gets some crazy reaction. So I'm just not a fan of punching senior citizens, but that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really too much to dig into. Joey, it kind of felt weird that Makhachev is 2-1 favorite. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. You hyped for next week's card? Well, there's no card next week. There's only a card 2 weeks from now. And no, I'm not hyped for any of the next 2 cards. They're terrible. Loving the content. Thank you, Bruno. I appreciate it. I'm more high on Jalen Turner. I would love to see him versus Fiziev. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I also feel like Justin Gaethje is absolutely overrated. I don't think Gaethje's overrated. I just think he has holes in his game. He's elite at what he does, but he has holes in his game, and he can be beat. Love to see the praise of Fiziev. He's currently one of my favorite fighters. Yeah. You can go back on this channel. And I did a live stream early on in the channel's inception, and somebody asked me a current unranked fighter that you could see becoming a champion, and the answer was Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev. You think Conor will fight in 2023? I personally think he's done. He's just going to be selling proper 12. I think he will fight. Who he does fight, we'll see. Isn't Makhachev like 3.5 to... I don't know. I don't pay attention to the odds, so I'm not a betting guy. For real, so there's going to be 2 weeks of no UFC. Next week, there's nothing. The following week, it's Dern versus Yan Xiaonan. Then there's a week with nothing. No, I'm wrong. Nothing next week. Then Dern, Yan Xiaonan. Then Araujo versus whoever, I can't remember. And then who is that? I just forgot that quick. Araujo versus Grasso. And then there's a week with nothing before UFC 280. So to sum that up, next week there's nothing. 2 weeks of fight. Then there's nothing. And then there's UFC 280. So that's what's going on, unfortunately, in October. Joey, I know you're a big Aldo fan, man. It sucks we can't watch him fight anymore, but he ended his career being still competitive. I agree. Sean, you should go see what I posted on Instagram. I made an edit that I made on Photoshop for Jose Aldo's retirement. And I posted it on Instagram. You should go check it out. But I'd rather see him retire early than late. So that's my thoughts on it. But I'm a huge fan still, and he's a legend of the sport. He's a legend of the sport. Do you think that because Khabib will never make 155 again, that if Khabib and Charles fought, it would be at 170? No, I don't think Khabib's ever fighting again. It's like if Gaethje game plan fails, he gets finished like Derek Lewis. Now I'm sad knowing the upcoming schedule. Yeah, the upcoming schedule is not good. Not good. Hold on. I actually skipped some things here. Do you think he was overrated when he first came into the UFC? Gaethje? No. If you could change one outcome of one main event this year, what would it be? I don't know. One outcome of one main event, what would it be? Trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. There are probably none of the pay-per-views, but I'm sure there's one, but I just can't think of any. Okay, where was that? Unfortunately, Aldo will go down as now. He won't. He will not. Nobody will really talk about that too much. The main cards will be women, WMMA, women's MMA, aka for October. Yes, until UFC 280. Your prediction for Yan versus O'Malley? I'm taking Yan. Joey, any current champion is going to be holding the belt through 2023? Let me take a look. I will say maybe Volk, but I don't think any of the champions currently. I don't know. It's tough to hold a belt for that long. And a lot of these guys, it seems like that, been holding the belt for a while. I'll say maybe Izzy is. Outside of that, everyone else loses it. But I can see Izzy losing in November, so I don't know. It's tough to say. Good Aldo didn't head the BJ Penn route. That was brutal. Even have 3-round cardio. Shaking my head, not wise. Yeah. Emmett versus Cater. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Cater clearly won. I think you're wrong when it comes to Habib never fighting. I hope you're right, man. I would love to see Habib versus Oliveira. How close are you to 5K? Pretty close. Couple away. We'll get it by tomorrow. We'll do a 5K stream tomorrow. So we will do it tomorrow. What's a grappling match? What about a grappling match Habib versus Charles? I have no idea. Figgy Moreno 4 prediction. I think Moreno wins it. I'll say he wins by decision. Another great fight. Close fight, but Moreno wins it. Nate Diaz taking pictures with HH8 and Stephanie McMahon is a photo I never thought I would have seen. Yeah, I think I saw that on Twitter. Thoughts on Marlon Moraes signing with PFL? Good for him or prayers up? I don't know, man. He might get some more favorable matchups, but the chin is a liability. But I hope he makes some money, and I hope he doesn't get KO'd brutally, repeatedly. You fine with having shitty cards before 280 super event? I'm not going to cry about it too much because of that. I'd rather just not have them at all. I'd rather give us 3 weeks. Like, I know people are going to call me crazy. Give us 3 weeks off, and then we'll take the 280 card. We'll be really just looking forward to it then. Habib would smash Oliveira in the first round. I don't know about the first round, but there you go. What's next for Jamal? Piotr Yan will destroy Sean, probably. Most likely. Habib, okay, I read that. What's next for Jamal Hill? I want to see him against Jan Blachowicz. I think that makes a lot of sense. Hey, man, you always speak about these connections. Are you friends with an MMA fighter in real life? Maybe, maybe not. I got per sources. Maybe, maybe not. All expenses paid vacation. Where are you going and why? I don't know. I'll throw something random out there. I'll go to Switzerland. Is there anything official for 282 in December? No, nothing big is official yet. I'm wondering what's going on there. Would you rather take 50 full power prime Aldo leg kicks or 20 prime Tony elbows? Neither. Song Yadong is real deal. He was looking clean and fast, but Sandman's elbows were like blades. Yeah, Song looked legit, but he still has a lot to work on, but he's only 24 years old. I mean, he looked incredible against Sandhagen. What about this idea of people you don't know who is fighting? That'll never happen. It'll never happen. So there's no reason to really discuss it. UFC would never ever do that. How are they going to promote the fight? What's next for your boy, the Action Man? I'm probably going to interview him tomorrow or the next day. So I will ask him. There. So there you go. I meant to tell you that, guys, in the Discord, but I did not. First impressions of Pyfer. Is the ceiling high? Should they push him or let him settle? It's hard to say. I mean, the level of competition is isn't the greatest. So I think he looks good, but it's too early to tell. These next 2 cards before UFC 280 are looking mid. They're looking less than mid, bro. Who would you favor, Sandhagen or Merab? Probably Merab with the grappling ability. How do you know that won't happen? I don't know what we're talking about. All these interviews going on YouTube. Yeah. B. Joe Pfeiffer. Yeah, that's what Dana likes to say. B. Joe Pfeiffer. Kind of corny, but it is what it is. Interview Chris Barnett. I'll message him. And see. I mean, it's just weird, man. I don't like reaching out to people like that. I like to just do my own thing, mind my own business. But as the channel grows, I'll get into that more and more. But that's not a priority right now. Action Man versus Holland at 170 if Curtis wants to move down. I don't think he's moving down. You brushing up on your interview skills? Nah. I don't really have any interview skills. I just talk to him like I would talk to anyone, basically, and just have some questions I want to ask. So I think we're going to do it Monday or Tuesday. So tomorrow or the next day. Alan Amadovsky finally getting cut. The way Pfeiffer dropped him, Alan just looked at him like, what? Yeah, that was cool. The ref should have jumped in quick. But didn't. And it is what it is. He ate that follow-up shot for sure. So Daniel Zellhuber gives me a Mexican Sage Northcutt vibes, but I hope I'm wrong and he has a bunch of potential. Yeah, he didn't look great. But the way they were acting like he was getting dominated, I thought was a little bit over-exaggerated, though. A little bit over-exaggerated. Yeah, prepare for your questions is the main stuff. Yeah, I just have a rough questions. I don't even look at them, but I'll just, type up a few questions. What I think, what I want to ask, and then I just kind of flow. And if I need a question, I look at them real quick. Now that Aldo is retired, do you think people will start to include him in the GOAT talk more often? They should, but I don't know if they will. Favorite, least favorite referee. Favorite is Jason Herzog. Least favorite is probably, I don't know, Herb Dean at this point, maybe. Song versus Rob should be next. I think that makes a lot of sense. After the league controversy, the UFC should give him a top 15 opponent. I think the UFC should. So, he took a fight against a guy up 10 pounds. It was a very close, competitive fight. Could have went either way. So, yeah, I think they should give him a good, decent fight. No, I said Herzog was my favorite ref. If you're Cruz, you move up to the rankings to number 7 because of Aldo's retirement. Who do you think he should fight next? I don't know. I thought the Aldo fight was perfect, so I don't know. Been enjoying the breakdown videos lately, Joey. Keep it up. You don't? Okay, I already read that. I said, yeah. He's my favorite. Lee versus Luque makes so much sense. Yeah, that makes some sense. I don't know who else would it be. Who else could Lee fight right now? I mean, he fell out of the rankings, but that's kind of horse shit. Book him. He already fought Magny. Book him against Michel Pereira. He's number 15. Or give him a rematch against D-Rod at 170. Steve Mazzagatti was there last night. He was the guy with the clapper. I saw him. So he still works for the athletic commissions. Thoughts on fighter pay? It's definitely far too low. I don't know what the answer is, but it's far too low. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't already, make sure to like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to go for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get out of here. But tomorrow we will be doing another stream. Because we're going to do a 5K subscriber stream, and we're basically there right now. So, also, if you're watching right now, and you're not subscribed, go subscribe. But we'll do like a 2-hour, 3-hour stream tomorrow when we hit 5,000 subscribers, which is a massive milestone. Procrastinating on this homework, you got any tips? I mean, just think about it. If you put it off and then you're like, okay, I got to do it. If you wouldn't have put it off, you'd already have it done by the time you do it. That's the way I think of it. So just go do it. Just power through it and then be done with it because it feels better. I want to see Michel Pereira versus Wonderboy. Yeah, I think that'd be a fine matchup as well. Oliveira going to win or not? It's close. It's going to be close. Congrats on all the hard work paying off. Appreciate you. If Aldo stepped in at 196 to fight Conor instead of Diaz, who would have won? It would have been a lightweight. It would have been tough. Take that fight on short notice. I don't know. I have no idea. Because taking it on short notice is hard for anyone. And then Aldo would have maybe been undersized or out of shape. So it would have been a tough ask. So real quick before we go, we'll go over UFC 280 real quick because I put that in the title. We already talked about the main quite a bit. But You look at UFC 280, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev is the main event, which is absolutely incredible. I cannot believe that fight is finally happening. Co-main event, Aljamain Sterling, TJ Dillashaw. Love that fight. Bantamweight title on the line. Featured fight, Piotr Jan, Sean O'Malley. Incredible fight as well. And I don't know exactly what the bout order is. I forgot, but I think this is the bout order. Beneil Dariush versus Mateus Gamrot. Amazing lightweight matchup. Borderline #1 contender fight. Caitlin Jukagi and Manon Fiorot. That's a great test for Fiorot. And that could be a #1 contender fight at 125 as well. Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady is on the prelims. Amazing fight. Zubari Tukhugov versus Lucas Almeida. That's a decent fight. I'm not pumped for that, but that's an alright fight. Makhmed Muradov versus Caio Borralho. I'm really looking forward to that matchup. That's a great fight at 185. Muhammad Mokaev versus Malcolm Gordon. That's a showcase for Mokaev. Volkan Ozdemir and Nikita Krylov should be amazing. Nurmagomedov versus Gadzhi Omar Gadziev should be pretty good as well. That's a 170-pound fight. Lena Landsberg versus Carl Rosa is garbage. Armin Petrosian versus AJ Dobson is a decent fight for an early prelim. So the card is just top to bottom amazing. Top to bottom amazing. So I'm really looking forward to it. I love every fight on the card pretty much. And it's gonna be a fun card. I might live stream it, I might not. I haven't decided yet. Remember the bro Charles stops Islam round 2 rear naked choke. Okay. I think Cruz retires or fights Frankie. I think the Frankie fight makes a lot of sense. Crazy almost every fight at UFC 280 is golden. Agreed. Dana announced 284 is McGregor versus Ferguson. Please no. Please no. Please, please, please no. Gamrot versus Beneil, most likely going to be a scramble fest. I mean, just look at both their fights versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. Yeah. Alex says 5K. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, we're at 5K right now, so I will do a 5K stream tomorrow. I don't know because people have been batch subscribing and unsubscribing, a bunch of weirdos. So either way, we're right there. So appreciate you guys. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. But all day it's been shifting, fluctuating. It'll jump up 20, down 10. So I don't know what's going on there. So we'll celebrate it tomorrow. I know for 100%, we'll gain another 20 subscribers tomorrow. So please refer to okay, I'm not doing that. Do you honestly think Tony Ferguson looked bad versus Nate, or do you think he threw away rounds against Nate? I felt like he wasn't doing anything out of respect. I think it could be a combination of both, but he definitely did not look good. O'Malley will chicken out. Maybe, we'll see. Hamzat chicken out to Nate. That's a joke. What's next for Shavkat? I don't know. I need to see a big fight for Shavkat. I'd like to see him maybe against Jeff Neal. Vegas 60 was the best card in a long time. I had fun last night. That's interesting. Caio versus Muradov is the hardest fight to predict, but I'm high on Caio. That's a very interesting fight. I'm looking forward to that matchup. So, I think the card in general, UFC 280 will be a lot of fun, and I can't wait. It's not that far away. I mean, it sucks. It's like a month, but a month will fly by in no time, and a month will fly by in no time. Well, all right, guys, I am going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys joining me for the stream. Don't forget to like the stream before you go, or if you hated the stream, go ahead and dislike it as well. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing a 5,000 subscriber celebration tomorrow. Hour, 2 hour, 3 hour stream. I don't know, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow evening. If you're on the members Discord, I'll let you know what time I plan to do it earlier in the day. But join me tomorrow, guys. Don't forget to check out. Make sure you turn on notifications so you can get a notification when I go live. Thank you guys for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your night.